Now let me tell y'all something about dreams. Listen up, because this is something I found out a long time ago that goes against everything you see in a movie, on TV, or what your great-grandma may have told you when you were a kid. See, dreams don't happen overnight. That ain't how it works. See, they come to you in the daylight. You got to be awake. Because, baby, you got to run dreams down. See, that chase is where we learn the most about ourselves. To take that extra step, that extra mile, that extra rep. Now look here. You don't never know how long it's gonna take, or exactly what it'll look like when you get there. The only thing you know is you can never stop. So, question time. What's your dream? What's your dream? Are you willing to do what it takes to make that dream a reality? No. See, not while you're sleeping, but every darn day you wake up. Because if it does, good morning. Now give me my darn theme.
Welcome in to RobDaManMedia, baby. Episode number 2 of You Don't Gotta Believe Me. Starring me and starring Coach Dre in the building. How's it going, Coach Dre, man? Welcome in, man. As always, man, blessings to you. With episode number 2, man. You know we had to do it. What else could I do without my co-host? So what's going on, baby?
Hey man, you know us, man. We just trying to live positive, trying to do everything we can to put out great content for y'all and keep everything on the up and up. You know, trying to keep everybody in good spirits. I hope everybody had a good day. Hope everybody had a blessed day. So we finna get on here and talk a little bit and tell y'all give y'all some nuggets here and there, and hopefully y'all enjoy.
And as we record this, I just want to say this, and I just want to get this out the way. Just because people allegedly put something out does not mean that it's always factually true. Don't come asking us. As you see, we're just going to stand on business. We might know, but that don't mean we got to address stuff out and put it out to the public. So we just want to put some things out there and talk about some things, but we don't want to always get into the realm of putting players' business out there in the public that don't have nothing to do with us. And I just want to make that disclaimer right now. Because there's a lot of allegedly and all these things being thrown out about this and about that. What's going on with players? I just want to nip it in the butt. Because everybody's reaching out to RobDaManMedia like, what's true, what's not true? What do we believe, what do we don't believe? Don't ask us. Because we stand out.
We stand out of that, and our shirt said, if you don't been on the merch though, we just a bunch of nobodies, man. So we don't have no answers like that. What we will tell you is that we're not gonna get on here and slander no kids. We definitely not gonna slander no coaches. We just gonna tell you what some of what we can give you information about, but we gonna also try to uplift some people. Just because the kid leaves Colorado doesn't mean that's the end of their dream or the end of what they got going on, man. They can still go somewhere else and be successful and just be successful human beings. So we ain't gonna tear no kids down. We're gonna try to build them up. So that's what we here for.
And with all that being said, it leads right into the topic of the night, the day, whenever you're gonna catch this episode. Do parents and family members of kids that are being recruited, can they positively or negatively hurt the recruitment of a kid going to any school? And I'm going to say this again, because I know this could be a dicey situation for a lot of people. Can parents and family members of a kid positively and negatively hurt a kid in his recruitment? But I'm going to pass it to you, Coach Dre, and then I'm going to come back with my commentary. But we got to know from the coach himself.
It can, and it does. Everybody has an opinion, and a lot of the situation that you run into with these young high school athletes are in single parent homes. So it's usually their moms, their brothers and their sisters, maybe an auntie or uncle or somebody like that. And if you're a 4 or 5 star recruit, everybody's sitting at the table. Everybody wants to see what's going on, and everybody has an opinion. What people have to do is you have to let that parent and that child do what's best for them. Even us as coaches, all we can do is give you our opinion, give you what we think is best for your child, and maybe what's the best fit. But at the end of the day, you got to go home, because at the end of the day, that child has to live with that decision. But what goes on a lot is people be trying to make backhand deals, and because they have influence with kids, and they try to tell coaches, "Oh, I can get them to come here, but what can you do for me?"
You hit
Or
the nail right on the head, because I was just about to ask you that.
you get what I'm
Because I know I dealt
saying?
with that situation.
What can you do for me? How can you sweeten the pot? And now, especially with the NIL money getting thrown around and all this kind of stuff, there's a lot of people that's hanger-ons. And I'm speaking to y'all, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not talking down to nobody, but don't do that to kids. It's already the hardest decision of their lives. And then for some of these kids, they are able now, they don't have to wait till they get to the NFL. They can get to college and help take care of mama.
Yes.
And so the biggest thing is don't do that to those kids, because it's they're already in a situation where they're thinking about everything. And
Facts.
not only are they just thinking about their mama, they're thinking about their homeboy over here and Auntie Sally Bell who helped them here, and grandma, and all of these things. So as an adult, don't try to persuade a kid either way. Just sit there and be a rock, and be there and listen to them. You give them
Facts.
your advice. If they ask you for something, you tell them the truth. But you ultimately let that child and that parent make that decision, because they're the ones that really have to live with that decision, and they have to cope with that decision. And so that's the biggest thing to it. And I want to make this crystal clear. It's a lot of people that's in a lot of people corner that help. They
Yep.
really help, and it's just genuine, and is organic. But it's a lot of the other stuff that go on.
Yes.
A lot of
And,
the other stuff go on.
and so here's what I one of my experiences that I went through, as being a coach, right? I've been through situations with parents and players and the family members, right? Where this one situation right now, it's the current situation that's going on right now with one of my girls. And you don't gotta believe me. But if you pull up to my personal Twitter or my personal Instagram, you will see all the girls that I got in college, where they at, and the articles that's been written up in this, that, the third. But I'm going through a situation right now where one of my girls want to transfer. And I gave them advice up front. I gave them the pros and cons of each school. And I told them, I said, this ain't my decision. I'm gonna leave it on y'all. But what I told them is, you're not making the best decision for your daughter. Your daughter's not picking a school, you're picking a school. All because the older brother goes to that school. And I get it, right? You want your kids to go to the same school, but sometimes certain situations don't align where they should go to the same school. And now the daughter wants to transfer. And it's like, dang, coach, you told me. You told me what it was, because I did the homework for you. I gave you all the revenue and all the pieces that you need to line everything up. But a lot of people, when you give them, information, they don't want to look at it. They just like, oh man, what can make this thing so much easier so we don't got to do that much traveling, right? And so it can negatively hurt a kid in that realm, because you're thinking about what makes it easy for the parent, but it might not put the kid in the best situation. And I tell people this all the time. When people ask me to make a decision for their kid, I said, I don't want to be the person to make a decision for your kid, because I don't got to go there. They do. And so if they want to transfer or leave, y'all going to point the finger at me because I made the decision for y'all. No, 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 no. It's about you, and it's about the kid. And it's going to always be about the kid. And so when we look at the positive side of the situations, parents can't help their kids get to places where they didn't think they can go. But on the negative side, they can also hurt their own kid from getting a scholarship, or a family member. Because they do look at, when you talk about the coach, they look at what's the landscape, right? How many parents in the household? Okay, cool. Who's connected to the family in the household? Because sometimes the parents can be deceiving on who they really are until you start to see who they hanging around with. And then you start getting a real answer. This is what they really is, and this ain't what they ain't. And so I just want to know, Coach, when you look at those points, have you been in a situation where a parent has negatively impacted a kid from getting offers or scholarships to certain universities, or going up to a Division I and they had to go D2 because the parents just couldn't shut their mouth?
Yeah, I mean, you always run into that, especially at the high school level. But here's always the thing: as the coach, especially the high school coach, he can always go back and you can retract that. I mean, we just did that. I'm saying a couple of days ago, where it was something said, but the coach came, once our head coach found out what was said, he went back to the college coach like, "Hey, no. This is not the way it is. This the way it is." And the coach was like, "Oh, coach, I'm glad you straightened that out for me." Okay. So this is the biggest thing. You don't need a lot of people talking for your child.
Yes.
Either you or whoever you designate. I don't care who it is. First and foremost, the high school coach is always going to be spoken to.
No matter what.
No matter what you think, no matter what you say, they're going to talk to the high school coach. Guys, if you're in a big city like, Dallas, Texas, even a little city like Gainesville, we got 3 to 4 high schools. Do not believe that these college coaches are not going to the other high schools.
Facts.
And when they're asking about that kid at that school, they're also, if you're a good kid, they're asking about this kid at this school.
Man, I've been put so many times in situations where college coaches call me about other girls in the state. Even though they know I'm not coaching them. They want to know, what was your, like, going against this kid, what was their character like? How did they interact? How did they do this? How did they do that? And you'll be blown away of how many of these college coaches call other coaches to find out what the kid really is. Because here's the thing. As the coach, if you lie to that coach, all you doing is messing up for the next person in line. And I promise you, when that kid get put in the spotlight, you can't lie for the kid no more. So you might as well tell the truth.
The biggest thing is, if any coach or any people are listening to this, coaches, I applaud you to go or let your team watch the Johnny Manziel interview and listen to this young man speak. And listen to this young man say, if people would have stopped me a long time ago, if people wouldn't have just let me keep living off of my talent, if people wouldn't have just let me keep getting by off of my talent, maybe what I would have been. If I wouldn't have, this man said he had handouts from LeBron James and his in Maverick Card and them kind of guys, and he just he blew it, but he blew it because he thought he the talent was gonna always outweigh all of that.
Facts.
After a while, the
Facts.
talent will not outweigh it, and now you, as the person that's been letting them get away with it, how do you feel? Because now you're crippling that child. Back to what I was saying, you get you one person that's speaking for you. If you're a parent, you're a lady that's out here with a son, and you don't really know what's going on. But mothers, I applaud you to find out what's going on. Don't
Facts.
rely on nobody else to tell you anything.
Man, that's the one
Go
thing about.
find out so you can know for yourself. You can understand what's being talked about. You're not being talked over. Sometimes it's just like when you send a woman to go get a car by herself and she don't know to ask certain questions. That car salesman is trying to get over
Yep.
just so he can sell the car. Well, some of these college coaches, they doing the same thing. They trying to get over because they don't figure what's going on. And
And
so
that's
you go find anybody to come in here and go with you, and then he becomes the mouth tool for you, and that's just not what needs to happen. You need to know what's going on with your child. And this is the biggest thing, guys. Before you can be good on the grass, you got to be good in the class.
facts. And here's a point that I'll say back to this, right? It all ties back into this. You have to ask questions. If you don't ask questions, it can get ugly. And it can get ugly fast. And I always encourage my kids to ask questions, right? Before they get on the phone with college coach, a lot of them be nervous. They don't know what to say. I said, just ask the coach simple questions, right? How do I fit in the offense? How do I fit in the program? You know, what does a day-to-day class look like? You know, just ask basic stuff and bid off of that. Because a lot of people can't hold a conversation. Let's be honest. And so they're going to get misled information because they don't know no better.
Again, it comes back to what we always talk about on the show, being taught how to speak, how to talk.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I want you to talk like you the smartest person in the world, but I want you to be able to have a conversation with the coach so the coach don't look at you. First impressions are real, guys. First impressions are real. And these coaches, they want to know that you can be able to, because now not only do you have to learn what's going on in the football field, again, we got to know you can come to college and understand what's going on in this classroom. Now they do have tutors and all kind of stuff to help you succeed, but I also want to know that you can succeed, guys. So you have to believe in yourself first and foremost, and you need to let God and your parents lead you. And like I say, if it's some negative stuff going on around you, you can't be around parents. Parents, listen to me. You can't get on Facebook and Twitter and all of this other stuff and be wilding. You can't when your son is your son or daughter or a big time recruit, because they are recruiting you just as well as your child.
And here's my 3 advices to that, right? As a parent, the 3 things that I would tell any parent in any situation, regardless of high level to recruit: clean up your social media page. That's number 1. Clean it up, right? Number 2, start watching who's around you. And I'm just being frank. Start watching who's around you. Number 3, help build the brand of your kid in a positive light. Those are my 3 things. If you don't do nothing else, clean up your social media, watch the people that's around you, and build a brand for your kid. Because guess what? If your kid has marketability, 9 times out of 10, it can help him get a scholarship. Him or her get a scholarship. But I'm gonna toss it back to you, Coach Ray, because what are some positive things that parents can do in a positive light to help their kid get a scholarship? Because I don't want everything to be negative, but we want to get some key points out there for people to understand how this really goes in a different realm outside of what you might see on TV and how things you might think go, but what is it really is in reality.
One of the biggest things is parent support for that team. I'm not talking about your child. I'm talking about that team that he's on. You need to be on those booster clubs. You need to be at those meetings. You need to be, if you can work concessions, if you can help fundraise, there needs to be more substance to you in your family than your son is a 4 or 5 star athlete. It needs to be more substance to that.
Yeah.
They need to be able to see that, hey, oh look, man, I came to the game. Oh, such and such mom is in the concession stand. She working. Oh, such and such, she's a team mom, or she's a this. She the president of the booster club. She did. She that. That also shows that you care and you're invested in your child. You're not just invested in your child, but you're invested in every child and everybody on this team. It also shows, coaches, that you are not selfish.
Thanks.
And that there is some character to go with this. Okay? So that's one of the biggest things for you to get involved in whatever that program has going on. You need to be front and center. Again, it's your preference, but you need to have some kind of spiritual guidance in y'all life. You know, whatever you believe in, whatever you worship, you need to have that kind of spiritual guidance, because that child is going to need that, because 9 times out of 10, this child has been living with you his whole life. and
Yes.
and things of that nature. Now you got to send this child off and make sure that he understands this. And my third thing is, I'm gonna keep telling people this. We as a people, and as we have to go back to this. It takes a village to raise a child. You need to go get you a village. You
Yep.
need to go get you some people around you that care about your child. And I ain't talking about no financial gain.
Yes.
I ain't talking about nothing about what you can do for them. I'm talking about some genuine love and care that care about
Yes.
your child and you and y'all well-being. You need to get you a village because most of the time you can't do it by yourself. You can't. They got camps here, they got camps there. You working, this going on, that going on. You got to be able to trust people. But let
Yes.
me tell you this. It's a lot of y'all walking around here with associates and not friends. And so you say, Coach Dre, what is associates and not friends? I ain't your friend if I can't tell you you're wrong.
Hello.
I ain't your friend if I can't tell you you're wrong. And I'm not saying that in front of everybody else. Yeah, we might act like it's all cool and cool, but when I get behind, like I told you, when we get behind these doors, hey, that was just dead wrong, bro. We
Hello.
can't do this. We can't do that. And y'all stop snapping on people when people telling you what's right. Take it in strides. Cause again, when people stop talking to you, when people stop saying anything to you, start getting worried.
Yes, sir.
Because now they don't care anymore. They just, hey, go ahead. Just go ahead. Cause I can't talk to you. I can't do nothing with you. So get involved. First off, get spiritual. Get God. Get some God and some whatever. Like I said, whatever you worship, because I don't want to neglect nobody. Whatever you worship first, and get some of that going on in you and your child's life. Number two, get involved in whatever they have going on. Get
Yes.
involved. And three, go get you a village. Go
Amen.
get you a village of people that really uh believe in you, really believe in your child. And like I say, don't turn away anything, guys. Just because your son don't got no D1 offer, don't mean he can't make it.
Hey, listen. It's a lot of players that have made it in Division Two and made it professional. Go there, go work. You can always move up. It's not D1 or bust. You just gotta work harder, right? There's a lot of kids that don't got the proper exposure, but they go and they kill at the D2 level and prosper. Keyword prosper into something amazing. And that's all
Listen,
we want.
and this is what I'm telling y'all. If you don't believe me, if you don't believe, just ask. Coach
Yeah.
Dre, what was our record with Anthony Richardson in 4 years? We had one winning season. His first season, 2-7. His second season, 2-7. His third season, 9-5. His fourth season, 3-7. He had every Division 1 offer in the country.
Yeah, hello. Talk to him now.
Went
Now,
went to
talk to
went
him now.
went to Elite 11. See, you talking about somebody who we can't where I coach at, they treat us like nothing. So when you see my post when I say it's just them boys from the side, because they said what couldn't be done. They told
Listen,
us you couldn't get kids into school. If you go to Eastside, you ain't going. Your son ain't going to college. Oh well, all Eastside did was put the most kids into college this year.
let's
Yeah, it
do
ain't
it.
all D1. It ain't. But
But
they
the
going to
kids,
school. They gonna be able to better themselves.
create
So don't
generational
never so
wealth.
so parents don't never let nobody discourage you. See, you think it's about where you going. It ain't
Mhm.
about what you going. It's about what you do when you get there. If I don't put the right stuff in, like I have no worries about my son going to East Side because hey, he know he got to come back here,
Yeah.
and that ain't gonna fly. So, but if I think I can go do what I want to do and I can change who I am to fit into what they want, and, and every
Yeah.
time I do something, Mama ain't gonna come question me. She gonna come question them.
Yes,
No,
sir.
no, you can't do that. You can't do that. You have to Regardless if, and this is what I'm telling y'all, even when you know your child might be right, if your child did anything wrong, and I do mean anything wrong, the first person you have to check is your child. I'm not telling you not to check the other adults. I'm not telling you not to do what you need to do, but the first thing you got to do is say, hey, baby, you was wrong with that part. If that teacher did that child wrong, teach them, hey, just be quiet, wait till you get home to get to me or get to another adult. And then we can handle this. But you taking it upon yourself and cussing a grown up, an adult out, and stuff like that. You again, people, your children not gonna be blessed, and you wonder sometimes why it ain't happening. It's just cause it's just them little stuff again, and y'all get mad when we tell y'all. Prime just telling y'all what it takes. It ain't the big stuff. If you can play football, we good. But it's the little stuff. Can you do this little stuff? Can you be somewhere 15 to 20 minutes early and sit there and wait on somebody? Or you gonna be impatient and say, oh, I'm gonna get there when I get ready. I'm gonna do it my way. Well, listen, obviously your way ain't been working. So let's try it somebody else's way. Just this time. And just see what happens.
Hello.
But we have to believe in the process.
Have to.
We have to believe in the
what.
process. No matter what nobody tells you, believe in the process. Believe in your child. Again, don't never turn anybody. I don't care if Pick and Save You call your house. Pick that phone up. Hey, how you doing, coach? What's going on? Yeah, he here. You want to talk to him? You treat that coach the same way you treat the coach at the University of Alabama, the University of Florida, because you never know when that coach gonna move up. And remember that you treated him just like you treated the coach from Alabama. And now you got a little brother coming up or a little somebody that doesn't come up. See, you don't understand. You're planting seeds for somebody else. Sometimes you ain't planting seeds for yourself. Sometimes you plant seeds for somebody else.
Yeah.
So now,
and I'm
ahead,
glad you brought up that point, right? And that leads into this next point that I got. Relationships matter. Parents, relationships matter. If you know that your kid is not going to go to this university, keep it respectful, keep it peaceful, and just move on. Because you don't know if you might need that coach in the future. And I'm going to say this again. Don't burn bridges with coaches because you never know who they talk to. Your kid might be better than the level that he get recruited to, but that's the level he getting recruited to. Don't burn bridges with them because you might need them. They might get promoted to a better situation, and they're going to remember what you said to them last. Remember that.
please remember that. Because now, guys, stop being naive to think that all these coaches don't talk to each other. They have coaching clinics all over the country. These coaches get together, they talk and speak to the most part. And if they had a bad experience with you, they trying to find out if this the way this person is with everybody. They trying to find out if that's the person the way they act with you, and you, or was it just me? Again, this transfer portal, high school kids, listen to me. I know the transfer portal is hurting. It's hurting y'all real bad right now. And yes, you might have to go, like I said, you might have to go to a lower level school, but it's school, guys. It's education. It's bettering yourself. Don't turn no coach off. Don't tell nobody about how you a D1 football player. Treat them people just like you would treat Nick Saban, just like you would treat Deion Sanders, just how you would treat Kirby Smart. Treat them HBCU coaches the same way. When TC Taylor walk into your call you or walk into your, treat them like you treat Deion Sanders. Treat them like you would treat Nick Saban. Because you don't know when them coaches gonna move up. You see you see what's happening. You see the trend that's happening with some of these HBCU coaches and some of our black coaches. They're getting moved up, and they're getting to where we want to be. But we as a people got to keep pushing. We got to keep pushing. We got to keep pushing for that. Also in high school football, you see a lot of these NFL pros. They're going back to the high school and giving back. because they want to see kids succeed, because they want to show kids you can make it.
True.
From where I'm from, it's not just for them over there. It's for everybody. So we that's what we got to teach our kids, man. We gotta, and then we as people, we gotta promote positivity, guys. We just got to. It's too much negative going on in the world. Every time and y'all stop. This is just me. Y'all stop picking up y'all phones when y'all see some wrong stuff going on. Just stop. Just stop. Just think about if that was your brother or uncle or cousin, mama or whoever. You wouldn't want them on. You wouldn't want them on. You wouldn't want them on the World Wide Web or on this. Listen. Listen. Anybody who knows Coach Dre, know 2 years or so ago, you wouldn't have seen Coach Dre on no social media. I just wasn't no social media guy by no stretch of the imagination. But I started getting inquiries. Coaches started coming in. Hey, coach, you ain't on Twitter? You ain't on? No, I ain't on none of that, man. If you need to reach Coach Dre, you better have Coach Dre phone number. You better be able to call Coach Dre. Like Rob can call Coach Dre when he get ready. You get what I'm saying? But and then you have a son that's out here trying to get recruited, and he's busting his behind and doing what he needs to do. And I got to learn from my older son. But and when I tell y'all about these stories, there be stuff I've lived through. My older son planted seeds for his baby brother. We went through hell at Eastside. And again, Eastside is my school. I graduated from there. I never talked about him one day bad out in the streets. You never heard me down him, do none of that. Did we have some conflicts? Yes, sir. Had some at Eastside. But I bid my time. I bit my lip. I didn't say nothing. And my older son, now he working and doing stuff, but he right here for his younger brother. And he came to me the other day. He said, "Daddy, you was right. I was just planting seeds for my little brother, to make it. And then I got a baby brother and I'm playing. We got a little one that's coming up. That he my last one to come through. He gonna be better than. But that's what you gotta teach him. You ain't gonna always reap the benefits. But we all gonna reap the benefits, because wherever I go, bro, I'm taking you with me. You understand me? And that's why I tell y'all all the time, hey, Coach Dre, you can start your own channel and do that. Man, when you see Coach Dre, you're gonna see Coach Dre on RobDaManMedia. That's it.
Appreciate
Cause
that, man. You
I'm
know how it is, man.
not
You know what we
finna
building.
rock. We building something that, like you say, we want you to be able to see what real, genuine, true brotherhood is. So again, if you can't show nobody that, who
Yeah,
gonna believe it?
facts. Facts. But
Like
with
I
all
tell
that being said, this is episode number 2. We gonna keep bringing episode after episode after episode. We gonna have special guests on after special guests after special guests. You never know who's gonna be on the podcast. It's different from our lives where y'all all get to interact with us, but you never know who we might have on special guests. Y'all stay tuned and y'all be ready and lock in, because as this thing grow, you don't gotta believe me. Podcast will grow, and I promise you, we gonna always get some straightening going out in what the world. And it might not always be about football. It might
right.
be about intangibles. It might be just about life and just having just a general conversation, just to help you throughout your day. Because we never know who life we might touch. But as always, you can leave a comment. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Pull up on us
Pull
when we
up.
live. Let us know if you got any topics you want to talk about. Let us know. Because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we bring light back to you guys and bring media back to life. Because those are the things that we forget about. How precious life is and how we can sit back and bless people and, reach different lights and different ways and different avenues, because you never know who you might meet. You never know what somebody can do for you. And that's what we want to get back to you guys. So as always, y'all know what time it is. I'm going to let Coach Dre bless us out of here before we end this podcast. But as
Hey,
always, if y'all want to send some blessings to us, y'all can via Cash App. Y'all can see it in the description below. Make sure y'all follow us on IG. Make sure y'all follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at RobDaManMedia, because we're gonna be bringing some new things to y'all. And as always, Coach Dre gonna bless us out of here.
Hey, man, like I say, man, we always want you to be a blessing because you are a blessing. We want you to put a smile on somebody's face, tell somebody you love them, hug somebody. Hey, man, as we always say, this RobDaManMedia. I'm Coach Dre.